इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to each and everyone who has joined us today for this webinar. To give you a background about Franchise India, Franchise India is Asia's largest integrated franchise solution company since 1999, and we have absolute authority on franchising, licensing, and retailing. We have helped thousands of investors in selecting the right franchise opportunity while helping and assisting numerous organizations in international and domestic franchise expansion. Through our dynamic media and service platform, we have catered to investors across all industries and categories like F&B, education, retail, fashion, health, etc. And we truly claim that no one sells more business than us because we have helped thousands of investors in getting the business solutions as well as franchise selections from our side. We welcome each one of you to 217th edition of this webinar, where our aim is to digitally represent the brand of the day so that you digitally connect with the brand of the day and you can ask your queries. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. During the course of the webinar, we'll first take the correct understanding about the brand, about the value proposition they are creating in market from brand side, and then we'll take all your queries. And today, the brand which we are representing for each one of you is Vulu. Yes, Vulu is the brand which is claiming as India's first women's powder room. And it is our privilege to welcome and invite Mr. Manish, who has joined us to represent his brand. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining in today. And we are ready for Vulu presentation. But before that, we have a beautiful video from your side, which we would like to play.
Thank you so much, Archana. You can play the video, right?
We are just playing the video.
Lovely.
Manish, just allow us 1 minute. We are about to start the video.
Absolutely. Take your own time. No worries.
Sure.
And I request all the participants and, to be a little patient with us.
it gives us immense pleasure to announce the launch of a pioneering and first of its kind joint initiative. Wooloo Assurance of Hygiene and Toilet Board Coalition's Star Toilet Guide Standard. Together, we aim to provide access to clean, hygienic, and safe shared sanitation facilities for urban women. Wooloo is a tech-enabled social venture for providing urban women with hygiene assurance and dignity through vital services and products. Toilet Board Coalition, TBC, is a business-led partnership and platform that has ambition to address the global sanitation crisis by accelerating the sanitation economy. Improving the state of urban public sanitation is one of its goals. TBC has pioneered in designing Global Guide Standard, a star rating system for public and other toilets accessed by urban citizens away from their homes and communities. We believe that sanitation standards, their acceptance and adherence will play a critical role in upgrading shared public sanitation facilities, making them safer, hygienic, and will address a critical access gap faced by urban citizens, especially women. The mission of WA is to provide a compliance guide and certificate for Wooloo hosts, restaurants, QSRs, and other retail, to improve and maintain the standard of hygiene of their shared sanitation facilities. This guide is designed for shared sanitation facilities in restaurants, QSRs, stores, malls, and other retail avenues. Apart from that, national governments, sanitation entrepreneurs, toilet operators, both public and private, NGOs, architects and engineers involved in designing and building public toilets, cleaning equipment manufacturers, tech developers for various kinds of sensors used in these toilets, and institutional cleaning companies like Diversey, Ecolab, Unilever, and many more. The document primarily caters to the developing countries. WA qualifying criteria: location accessibility. WU host retail facility location must be easily located. The access to washroom must be easy and convenient. Safety and security. The location of WU host facility must be safe and secure for women customers. Hygiene and cleanliness. Hygiene and cleanliness of the washroom must be top priority of Wooloo host. Quality of fitting and facilities. The quality and condition of the fitting at WU host washrooms must be top class and well maintained. Hospitality and courtesy. WU host must ensure courteous and sanitation economy, comfortable hospitality standards towards customer. WA and TBC's star seals and certificate put at the door of these Wooloo hosts will be a symbol of assurance to all the women customers who wish to use these hygienic powder rooms.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj, for that video. Will start the formal presentation. Over to you, Manish.
Thank you so much, Archana, Sonia, Sumaria, and the entire team. And it's a privilege to be here. I'll just take a minute before we start in terms of the background of Wooloo and the concept and the team behind it. So we belong to global retail industry. I am from ex-Walmart, ex-Shoppers Stop, almost 20 years of global retail. My other founding members are also from retail operations. Amit Rupali. Supreet is our tech head. She is from ex-Infosys and a cumulative around 60-70 years of global retail experience. And the whole background is obviously, as the video says, about solving this entire issue. And majority of the time, is whenever we spoke about sanitation and hygiene access, okay, either generally there is a perception that either these activity happens in slums or villages. But I guess nobody thought about somebody who is a working woman, urban working woman. She's been deprived for a basic hygiene dignity. And I think the thought started from there. And being retail analyst, okay, actually we looked at it from a very different point of view. And that's how the entire concept of Vulu and the new economy, we call it as a sanitation economy, or we call it as a blue commerce economy. That the birth of that has happened, and this whole thing took almost 3 to 4 years of very, very high level research and thinking, and then that's how Vulu starts with. Archana, we can go next slide. Yeah, so let's discuss the problem. Actually, I don't need to discuss a problem, but I think we have looked at problem from 3 angles right now. Poor hygiene accessibility, it is in a lesser we say, the better it is actually. So I think this is something which is important. But apart from looking at the entire problem, we looked at this 150 million urban, semi-urban working women and students. Okay, those were the ones who were suffering to a level that 2.5 million, women suffer with a lot of infections. This too led to the third and important aspect of rather core of Vulu entire blue commerce economies, hygiene retail. Okay, India has the lowest adoption, one of the lowest adoption for hygiene retail products. Okay, the key reason is obviously the taboo of buying this product, non-existence of a aggregated retail model. Okay, and lack of awareness of such products. Okay, so Vulu addressed all these three problems together. Next slide. So before we actually understand what Vulu, let me just explain you what Vulu is all about. So Vulu has business has two parts of it. One part is Vulu powder room, which is on the right side of it. This is the infrastructure of it. So there was a need, we realized that, whenever we call it as a washroom, toilet, latrine, or any other nomenclature, there is a natural stink into it. Okay, so we realized that there has to be also a reason, a lady requires a place like this beyond a man's imagination, honestly, and which is just not for using it for peeing, but it's also changing pad, changing diaper, feeding a baby, wardrobe malfunction, waiting for a friend, or just flushing out frustration. She needs this 3x4 space just to be with herself. Okay, um, or going for any kind of a function, post office work. She needs a space where she can just refresh, realign herself. Okay, this is something which we identified. We also realized that most of the commercial washroom business or sanitation businesses had a very important and the most important aspect of viability in terms of the way real estate and the entire business model had a viability. And coming from a hardcore global retail, we saw that if we could fuse the hygiene retail business with the hygiene access business and create a new entity of retail, and that's exactly called powder room. This is exactly the definition. So you have hygiene, personal care, beauty, and intimate product retail through these stores, where 30% of the part of the stores is actually washrooms. So if you see the business defines that it's a blue commerce retail business, where normally any retail business, okay, we always have the first question, or 1 to 10 question, is how will you drive customer entry. Now Vulu uses access to washroom or access to hygiene as a tool, okay, to drive in customer inside the store, and then monetize them by creating a lot of great products and great ambience for them to shop it really patiently and personally. Uh, we have also added a technology. So end of the day, as I mentioned, Voodoo is a technology platform. So Voodoo also created another model where it aggregates all the washrooms, in the premium restaurants and cafes, and these washrooms are geotagged, certified, and geotagged, and then those are aggregated along with powder rooms together. And all these the simple all these facilities, like I'll give an example now. We have around 500 certified washroom in Mumbai, and then 10,000 across 10 cities. So these are the they drive the customer entry down, app downloads, and this is just a subscription of 99 rupees a month. So that's the overall structure of the business. We can, as we move ahead, you will get more clarity. Archana, can we go? Okay, so this is the first of its kind powder room launched in 2019 on 19 November. And this is in Thane, near station. So we use normally, as our retail expertise comes in, we use the clusters where there is a very high traffic movement of women. And if you all know the geography of Mumbai, Mumbai a consolidation of 100 clusters of railway stations, local stations, where 35,000 women travel every day for 6 days. And we realize that I think that's the ant line. And this is exactly what we are replicating across India in multiple cities where we will identify clusters. So we opened our first powder room there. And this is so aesthetic is extremely important. Coming from fashion retail, okay, we surprise customers with the way the entire, all the washrooms are extremely tech and touch. They have odor sensor and IoT devices inside. It's camouflaged into a marketplace where, so out from outside it looks like any other cafe or a retail facility. So there is no there is no bad stares for a woman, watching a woman going to washroom, kind of forward bad stairs. So we have camouflaged it, the whole thing, and this is exactly what Voodoo powder room looks like. Okay, and that's the aesthetic we're going to maintain going forward. So it has got a cafe counter, it has got retail store, and it has got tech and touch, highly maintained certified washrooms. Next. As I said, the services Voodoo provides is exactly, it is, apart from clean hygienic toilets, beauty changing rooms, safe, it's a safe space. So safety is important for us. And so there is an access control every time. Nobody can just enter like this. There is an access control all the Voodoo facilities. Okay, we are assisted facility for especially able people is extremely important for us. Diaper changing facility, cafe, feeding room, and then obviously I told you about there is a physical retail store. That's the structure and that's the service model of Voodoo. Next. So this is a Voodoo app which is launched on 8th of March recently on the World Women's World Day, and it has got a very it's a highly technologically sophisticated app, and it uses Google Map as a drive and as a platform, and then it's a very simple way of just it's a single only a mobile number required to download the app and get the OTP, and you get the subscription free, and immediately you are geotagged and you can locate the nearest washroom. And then there are multiple facilities in terms of its certifications and everything. It shows you the beauty about this whole thing is every time a customer downloads the app and pays for subscription, you get the same amount of cash back. You get a cashback of 10 rupee or 10 points every time you use the washroom. So there are a lot of goodies which are retailification of a washroom facility. We have done that. Next. Just to add to this whole thing, we have already offered this app free to all the COVID warriors across Mumbai, around 100,000 COVID warriors. Okay, how it works, you can, as I explained, you just open the app, download it, okay, locate the nearest washroom, get navigated, okay, and use it, get the points, okay. and share your rating. Rating is very crucial for us to keep on improving and maintaining the hygiene standards. And you can always send a gift to a friend, as part to of showing your care and concern to your friend. So that's the way it is. A very simple to you. We have done our so the first 1,000 customers have given 97% customer gave us a nod that the app is extremely easy to use, and that's a news for us. Next. Okay, this is important. The WooCommerce ecosystem, which I mentioned about, that we have created a new, as I said, it's a new business platform. It's a new business economy. According to Toilet Board Coalition, the entire sanitation economy in India is $52 billion. Okay, and there are three main circles in the whole thing. One is a technology part of it, that is a top circle. Second part is the infrastructure, which is in yellow. It's a infrastructure. So Wooloo Powder Room is that infrastructure, sophisticated infrastructure, which is the modern. That's what the powder room is all about. It's a modern kind of a pit stop for a woman in fast lane. And the blue part is the commerce model, where we are integrating all these things together. And there are stakeholders. So Wooloo Powder Room franchisee becomes a very, very significant and important role in providing brand experience. So we have solved the issue of customer entry, and we have also integrated the commerce part of it. Next. Well, it's a little complex diagram, and if you can, if I can, you see there are three main stakeholders. Where is a Wooloo franchisee on your left, gray. Right side on your circle is about subscriber, and the yellow patch is about Wooloo platform. What we do is we upload all these powder rooms on Wooloo app, okay, and we offer subscription to the customer against subscription of 99 rupees. The customer goes to this facility, gets additional offers, and provides rating and and the purchase of the merchandise. Now, every time both the facilities, whenever the customer uses the facility, they get cashback points, and also give cashback points to Wooloo Powder Room. Okay, all these points, suppose 100 people use in a day, each one get 10 points each, but the host, the powder room, gets 1,000 points. Now all these points are accumulated, and back again on a Wooloo B2B store, they can redeem the points against the merchandise they will sell it at their store. So there is an additional margin that is offered to them. Customer can come on to Wooloo store and redeem the points and get a additional discount on the merchandise which is sold at Wooloo app. So this is a WooCommerce economy. I'm sure it is little complex to understand initially, but I am ready for questions once we move ahead. Next, Archana. Okay, so I'm just these are many diagrams. I'll just explain you how Wooloo omnichannel retail functions. A customer can buy merchandise from store, or online, or from mobile. Online in terms of desktop. Okay, every order is actually taken from a common pool. Okay, we have the powder rooms become the front end supply chain partners also. So all these inventories are lying in powder room, are visible for customer, and then the orders are processed. And so B2B inventory is lying with the brand's warehouse, or brands can sell directly to the customer also. And then on your right, okay, the delivery can be either picked up from store or can be do a home delivery. Okay, I'll the next slide I can explain you how the entire user story happens. Archana? Okay, let's look at this from the left, where this lady customer has accumulated say 500 points, and now she wants to redeem the points. One of the biggest thing about any other retail but Wooloo retail is because most of the products are bought in an emergency. So there is a it is not just about delivering on same day, but it has to be delivered within that 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Is that as fast as possible? How do we do it? So imagine a customer wants to redeem points, okay, open the shop, online shop. Okay, the moment she opens the shop and puts the PIN code of the delivery address, the moment that PIN code is put, the system will pick up the nearest store of that PIN code. And that nearest store is actually Wooloo Powder Room, which is a franchised powder room, one of our franchises. Okay. Immediately that store's inventory is visible. Customer can redeem points and buy those essential. Okay. And pay. The moment customer pays, one intimation goes to the store, another intimation goes to Wooloo backend tech platform. Immediately the payment is transferred to the store first, and parallelly there is a intimation goes to our delivery partners like a Dunzo or a VFast. Within a flash, okay, this Dunzo, the biker picks up the call, goes to the store and picks up so the store has to process the order, pack it and keep it ready in Wooloo packaging, and immediately the order is picked up, and within 2 hours, that is the maximum time we are saying, but it ideally for me, if it can be delivered between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, that's our wish list. The order is delivered to the customer. Now, this is a very, very important part. And that's why the network of Wooloo franchise powder room plays a significant role, but we also drive their merchandise sale online and offline together. I hope that is we can still take questions later on. So move on, please, Archana. That's the typical network. So we are looking out for master franchisee and franchisee city by city network. So that's not really important. Next. Okay, this is the typical layout of a Wooloo powder room store where 30% of the area is our tech and touch washrooms. It has got one changing room and it has got one specially abled, or we shouldn't call it, but it says disabled toilet with complied. The look and feel is exactly like this. The racks are simple. There is an ATM cafe counter, and it's a so around we have 3 models, which is this is an express model, which is 70% area is retail, 30% is is washrooms. Okay. We have another model which is called cafe, which is 500 square feet, and the biggest model is lounge, which is around 800 to 1000 square feet. Next. Okay, this is an extremely interesting and scientifically derived product mix. So these are 7 categories, 7 categories we are focusing it on. There might be additional category, but this is a core category we would like to be curate the entire product, where skin and body, hair, sex, uterus, and PMS and periods. These are all products which are very, very intimate and supposed to be shopped. A lady seeks a very, very a private shopping experience for this, and this is exactly what we have curated this entire. We'll add new categories, but those will be very curated and innovative brand in this category, keeping a 6 to 60-year-old women, female, in mind. Right. Next. The revenue model for Wooloo franchise is typically in 3 parts. Okay, one is obviously though we have a single-use model, okay, which is at 20 rupees. One can enter, a lady can enter and pay 20 rupees for single use, but the subscription is 99. So there is a very high level chance of selling subscription through Wooloo powder rooms, and this is where we share the first margin of 30%. Now the beauty about this whole thing is every time this customer renews a subscription, the margin is given to the franchisee. Now imagine 1,000 customers buy subscription from your powder room, okay, and even if 50% renew next time, you will, for next 12 months, you will keep on getting the benefits of that acquisition. This is exactly the monetization strategy is very strong. The second revenue of Wooloo, Wooloo business model is about merchandise and the margin of merchandise. So we share a very significant margin on the merchandise, and we also have a variable discounting model where there are points shown for customer to be redeemed per product per SKU. So there is up to 20% margin, which is currently, offered to Voodoo, franchisee. The third and the most important revenue, which is straightly a bottom line, is about in-store advertising. Now, either a four door powder room as a express model, or a 6 to or a 10 door. Okay, what we do is our central marketing team does a lot of activations, and so currently we are running a promotion and sponsorship from Domex. Everywhere you will see Domex, and Levers is backing us up. So we have innovative marketing tools, and the revenues are shared 50% with the facility. Now that is a very strong stream of revenue keeps continuing in the whole thing. So this is where exactly we have made a retailification of a powder room or a washroom. Next. This is our founding team, four of us with a great experience, and being two of the founders are co-founders are women, so they keep us on toes all the time for the demands of a customer, woman as a customer, and that has exactly got us to till here so far. Next. These are many of our associations. There are quite a few associations are not mentioned in this, but apart from this, Unilever is part of us. Lixil is a part of us. Toilet Board has already been there. There is another organization, San IoT, is a part of us that develops our technology, hygiene management technology, with a lot of IoT devices. There is another company by the name Safe Seat. Okay, they are partnered with us, and they provide the rotation, the toilet sleeve, biodegradable plastic toilet sleeve, that is also part of us. So there are a lot of alliances and partnership coming forward also. Next. So apart from a commercially viable business, okay, why Voodoo is a unique retail, and which is currently, in terms of, this is in sync with the national agenda led by our respected Prime Minister about sanitation and providing sanitation. So we have People, Planet, and Prosperity Impact. We created a huge opportunity for a lot of franchisee and women franchisee. Okay, so that together we'll change the entire sanitation scene across the world. And this is exactly will impact. Normally they say that a country's economic development is importantly the way it treats women in this, and when you talk about treating women, okay, sanitation is one of the biggest things what we can do. The changes, it will improve working women percentage, it will improve education percentage, and overall sanitation, health and hygiene. Next. One of the most important thing which you saw while in the opening of this entire event and presentation, and this is something, the soul, or we can call it as the driving engine, differentiator of Voodoo. I'm sure all of us are aware of the Michelin star for restaurants, okay, which is the global standard. But there was no standard worldwide, no standard of hygiene standard of share sanitation, where it is a restaurant or cafes or even any washroom, offices or schools, anywhere. We as retail analysts saw this as a global opportunity and got this whole idea patented. And we have a strategic partnership with Toilet Board Coalition, which is a global body work in NGO work in the space of improving hygiene development or hygiene shared sanitation development under World Bank. Voodoo is privileged to partner with Toilet Board Coalition for worldwide, and our job is to certify every facility, okay, with his certificate. Now, one of the important thing which I want to bring it to the to everybody's notice, if you see, there are 3 stars. Okay, these 3 stars are the entry level of hygiene standard. But when it comes to powder room, we will have 5-star rating, which are more privileged rating. I'll explain you next. So typically, coming from Toilet Board, I already told that. Okay, so we launched this seal in August, and there is a huge response from it. And I think first time worldwide somebody has created, and Wooloo has created this, and this is a great advantage, and that gives an empowerment to Wooloo powder rooms and the franchisee. That's a differentiator. Now this QR code on this is also, there is a significance. It gives you all the sanitation records of that particular facility. It will also give you the details of certification, authenticity, and so a lot of technology play out. Next. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. WOW is a Wooloo assurance of hygiene. WOW is wow. And this is exactly what we want to create, a wow moment for consumers' mind every time they go and visit our powder rooms. Next. So these are 5 criteria. I mean, as you see the AV, it is the same thing. I'm not just repeating it again. So 5 main criteria from a woman's point of view: accessibility, safety, hygiene, cleanliness, quality of fittings, and obviously hospitality. I'm extremely glad and delighted to share that 1500 Wooloo hosts currently in Mumbai are so delighted and see value that Wooloo is driving customer to their entry. I think that value will get extended to powder rooms. It's important, and powder rooms are always the privileged ones first. So everywhere, every area, the nearest powder room will be the first to be offered to the customer, and then the later host. Next. Can we go next slide? So now this is exactly where we reach to the franchising opportunity. Wooloo has a dream to change the entire, the entire blue commerce economy, where while creating infrastructure, ensuring that women have their own space for themselves, and also creating a huge opportunity for employment and self-employment opportunity. I think together that's the whole goal, and we'll start with Mumbai and 10 cities, and then the idea is to go to 100 cities and probably 2,000 powder rooms in next 5 years. Next. So as I mentioned, we our 70 to 80% powder rooms are going to be the small model, which is a express model. Though of course it is not small, 300 square feet, and we charge 15 lakh rupees. It's a plug and play model where a potential franchisee has to get the space, and we will assess the space and ensure that it is we will also recommend a lot of spaces with our partners so that franchisees can pick up those spaces. The entire space and the deposit and rent has to be managed by franchisee, but later on everything will be plug and play. Everything is set up by us, trained by, we will do the training and every hand holding, marketing and everything together. So it's a break even is around 18 months to 24. Next. Now these are the roles and responsibility of the franchisee. So so it's important in terms of the compliance are very strict, and it's a technology driven. We come from retail, so there are SOPs. The idea is to ensure that the consumer experience from the first time to 100th time to 1,000th time has to be consistent. And we're talking about hygiene, so it's very important. So there are a lot of technology engagement will happen, training will happen. It's important to build a brand in consumers' mind. That is what we learned and we did in last 20 years, and we want our franchising partners also to understand this important aspect of it. So consumers come first at any given point. Okay, and obviously it has to be done in a very collectively and a team spirit. Also, as an organization, we are Wooloo is extremely strict and fussy as an organization, that the only thing which we keep it in the epicenter is happiness. Okay, end of the day, our every stakeholder in the ecosystem, whether it is founders or team members, employees, franchisee, or employees of the franchisee, all together should be happy. Okay, happy in making customers happy. That's very important. Okay. So all these things are roles and responsibility, which certainly we can discuss in more detail next. from our side, obviously the assistance in in the project funding, we are working on this, working with a lot of banks and all, and that will come in handy certainly. Site selection and documentation, property finalization. Obviously, our team of experts will definitely help. Infrastructure ambience, we have a team of architects and everything, and they have already worked on a great model, and that support comes from our side. Apart from that, equipment, tool procurement, we have a lot of strategic partners. They give you the world class equipment and tools. We have agencies for staff recruitment and training. We have a janitor training program already working with government. Okay, so we have a trained staff. Okay, marketing is as such. We have our central marketing and a regional marketing team. They take care of the entire launch of a new powder room, and obviously ensuring that the customer entries are driven to them. All retail softwares and are always part of it. As I said, PR support and marketing is always, regional marketing are very strong. Technical support, operational support, and these are I mean, we work with franchisee exactly like the way it's our own store, so there is no discrimination. And a franchisee has always we are an open door organization, so you can always pick up a phone, drop an email, or just text, and the help is available in minutes actually. So that's the way the culture is built. Next. So these are FAQs by a lot of franchisee. But Archana, would you like to take the questions directly rather than going through franchise? What do you think?
Nish, before we do that, can we also maybe talk about the typical format of the investment for the franchise? If we can cover that, and then subsequently we can take up
So
questions.
as I mentioned about it, the format is typically okay. So as we say that the look, a potential franchisee can nominate a space, okay, and show the intentions of opening franchisee. Okay, these are three models. One is an express model, there is a cafe model, and there is a lounge model, which is depending on the traffic and the cluster density. We will suggest the franchisee to go for a relevant model, and based on that, the prices, the entire. So there is no separation in terms of, it's a 15 lakh and done. There is no bifurcation of anything, additional franchising fee, nothing. Everything is included in 15 lakhs, single packet. Okay, and then same goes with the cafe model is 35 lakhs, and the lounge model is anywhere between 45 to 50 lakhs, depending on the space availability of the whole thing. But everything is all inclusive. There is everything is inclusive. It's a simple model, and a single individual or or two or three individuals can come together as co-franchisees, and rather than preferably, and that is important, the franchisee should be a woman. Okay, that's important. So because that's where it's a by women for women. Strictly, men are not allowed. Only certain timings of the day which are non-operational timing where men can go inside. Otherwise, strictly men are not allowed in this facility. Even I do not go to my own facility. I only go on a Sunday, 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's the way it has to be, fiercely guarded and fiercely followed by things. So I guess that is the way we are looking at. Currently, as I said, after Thane, we have a mandate of Mumbai Metro. I'll give you just an example of locations. So Ghatkopar, we have done a specific and special deal because of Wulu's nature. Normally, rentals would have been a place of 1,000 square feet. The rental would have been anywhere between 3 lakh and above. Right now, I mean, thanks to Mumbai Metro and understands the the importance of the whole entire venture. So we got 75,000 rupees rent for a 800 square feet. Okay, and also Andheri, which is a 500 square feet space. Again, this is a 75,000. So it's a they are coming forward. Okay, their idea is to exactly create. So imagine you have an airport lounge for women, the same kind of a lounge at a Ghatkopar station, which handles around 70,000-80,000 women a day. Imagine a lady comes from almost 35-40 kilometers, 1.5 hours, she's not had water or something. She can just get off, okay, come to a lounge, okay, that's her lounge, she's a subscriber, use the washroom, freshen up, pick up something to eat, or buy something on the way, or just chill for a coffee, and then after 5 minutes just takes up a metro and goes anywhere. And that's exactly our I mean, Cafe Coffee Day brought a culture of, a space of socialization. Wulu extends that space for a woman. So this whole why should boys have all the fun? So there are womenly chats and together. I think Wulu is kind of a place they're looking forward.
Thanks, Manish. So I'll maybe reiterate, friends, there are three models we're looking at. One is Express, which starts with 50 lakhs. We have a lounge model, which is 45, and in between we have a cafe model, which is about 35 lakhs of investment.
45 to 50, depending on yeah.
All right. So Manish, we go a little bit in depth. What is the breakup of the entire investment and what all does it include? Is something I'm sure everybody would want to know, because you talked about franchise fees. How much would that be in terms of franchise fees? And I'm sure there must be some inventory also which is required to be placed at these locations. So if we can maybe give us a broader perspective of
See,
the various
without going into the price bifurcation, because everywhere we have passed on the economy, the benefit to the whole thing. So idea is what it contains is obviously the entire infrastructure setup. Okay, it has got the entire setup of the powder rooms inside, washrooms inside, technology. There are IoT devices inside. So the entire setup is done. The entire retail setup is done in terms of fixturing and okay, the retail POS counters and everything all together, and there are deep freezers, and there are so whatever then there are ATMs tie-ups and everything all together. Apart from that, the entire retail technology which connects the powder room to the entire backend system. This is the infrastructure details. Okay. Second thing is about the training. Okay, importantly about training, then the certification, maintaining certification, okay, and marketing part of it. Important thing is marketing, right from launch event to the customer entry, subscription entries. Their whole thing is Wulu takes care of that.
So what becomes the role of a franchisee? You mentioned it includes everything. So I don't know what it means. Would it be the company would take the entire money and give the entire turnkey?
Yeah, it's a turnkey. Yeah, absolutely turnkey. It's absolutely turnkey. But so we get the vehicle ready for a franchisee to run according to the track given by. So majority of the time, the franchisee needs to ensure that every customer walked in needs to be taken care with a smile. Okay, see, this is a sensitive customer, sensitive transaction. Okay, secondly, availability of merchandise. Obviously, the technology will immediately tell you that there is a dip in the merchandise because we virtually monitor the inventory levels also.
Mhm.
Third and most so 90% I would call it as a customer service. That's what about retail is. Okay, or when I say customer service, hygiene management process, SOP follow. No, the follow. They need to follow and they need to comply with the hygiene management process, which has got a technology as a significant part, but almost human intervention also important part. So I'll give you an example. Okay, so there are IoT devices and there are smell detectors. Okay, in the washroom. Okay, we have given so this is a 5-star rated, so it has got much more stringent hygiene standards. Okay, uh, the stink level is normally from 0 to 9 is a bandwidth we have given. Okay, around 4 stink level at immediately after use of washroom is normally it goes, but it cannot cross 4.5. Okay, the moment that happens, okay, there is a trigger. Okay, and that trigger is sent to the franchisee owner, the person who is responsible for the facility. That trigger goes back to the Wulu backend system. The trigger goes to Wulu regional hygiene management operations guy. Now these only 2 triggers are allowed in a month. Okay, first is a warning, second is a confirmation. Okay, after that the powder room will be delisted till the time it complies again and comes back again. Now these are something we expect. See, this is end of the day, it's a brand experience, and when it comes to sanitation and hygiene, the brand experience needs to be handled with very as if your own washroom at your home. Okay, that has to be handled that way, and our expectation out of franchisees is ensuring that the process is followed. They don't need to do anything. It is just follow the process. And if there is any technical glitch, our team will get to know more much before even the franchisee gets to know.
Sure. Nish, so what I would also request, while anybody who's wanting to invest would need more in-depth understanding on these various components of where this investment is going in, and we can request maybe a one-on-one discussion with investors on the breakup of the entire investment. What I like to also now, talk about is the operating expenses and also the potential for one, Vulu toilet to make revenues. And you talked about three streams. You talked about subscription as a model. You talked about the margins that one would make from the merchandise, and the third was the advertisement revenue, which the Vulu toilet franchisee would make. So if you can give some highlights of what
I'll give you some illustration.
expenses, yeah,
I'll share with you some illustration while a
sure,
typical powder room, we are expecting around 5,000 subscribers around in that area, because that's where subscribers, when I'm saying, it's a very benchmark, typically a gymnasium membership kind of thing, if you see it, because that's the expected number of walk-ins for this 5,000 is around 5 times in a month. Okay, so 25,000 walk-ins, that's what exactly we are ensuring that is how the whole thing can handle. Now, important part of this entire thing is obviously 30% of the margin of subscription goes to the franchisee.
30%.
30%, but recurring. Okay, so month on month, that 30%, so what happens? Okay, if there is a one franchise, one Vulu subscriber or customer, or we call it as a Peers Club member. Okay, she buys a subscription for a specific powder room. Okay, then that customer gets plugged into that that powder room typically. Now, every time the subscription is renewed, which is an auto renewal method, okay, there is a money which is blocked, so that's how you keep on acquiring newer and newer customer, and you build on your kitties. Okay, that is one revenue model. Okay, single customer who are walking in without subscription, either it can be converted or can be charged 20 rupees. Okay, in that 70% margin goes to the powder room and 30% comes to Vulu. Okay, so 14 rupees actually goes to, okay, so that's another revenue, either of it. Okay, value revenue remains similar. Okay, now the second, I mean, after that, then there is a merchandise revenue. Okay, so there is a merchandise which is curated. One way, the customer who has every time use the washroom, powder room, okay, whether outside franchisee or inside franchisee, they have cumulated points. Okay, so customer can redeem the point at the purchase of these merchandise. Okay, and the margins are given on the purchase value. Okay, to the so up to 20% margin is already shared with the franchisee. Now, also, whenever the customer buys from online, okay, the franchisee gets the intimation, and these are their e-commerce orders. So those are also fulfilled, and the margins also shared with them. So there is a omni-channel retail happens there. Now, the third and most important revenue model is about in-store advertising and activations. Okay, so every door. Okay, so there are multiple advertising models. Okay, one is obviously you stick on every door, back of the door, washroom door. Okay, there is a space for advertising, and it has got a very high level of engagement. There is also advertising space over now on the commode. Okay, then there is a. Have you seen the rotating plastic sleeve on the toilet seat? Right, we have done now advertising on that also. Okay, so then in store, a lot of activation happens. Okay, there are a lot of SOH spaces inside store, which is where we do brand promotion, brand activation. Okay, we recently did a cancer awareness program, and then lingerie fitting trials, lingerie trials. So a lot of, see, end of the day, 90% of the buying decisions in many consumer products are done by women, and we are aggregating women customers, so we can do a lot of activation programs, and those are revenues shared. 50% of that revenue shared with the franchise. So that becomes so average. If you see a store of 300 square feet can easily do a revenue of around 5 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, in terms of rentals and everything, even if you say probably a lakh of rupee rental, okay, that is, I'm talking about Bombay Yardstick, because these are premium spaces. And then there are other consumables around, say, 50,000 in terms of electricity and then water and everything all together, and another 100,000 because you need 6 employees in this in 2 shifts. Okay, so that goes anywhere between another 100,000. Okay, you still have a decent margin of 40-50%. Okay, that's exactly the idea is about. So this is where the revenue model is very strong. See, another important thing, as I said, unlike any other retail, okay, customer entry is driven by, so here, hygiene access. So, there is no worry about, and Vulu app does that curation, and aggregation of customers, driving them into a powder room facility.
Sure. Manish, what you said is the average revenue one would make is about 5 lakhs a month. So this is the net you're saying with the share of the franchisee, or you're
Yeah,
talking
it's a franchisee revenue.
the share that he gets? Because you
Yeah,
talked about
franchisee revenue.
yeah, because you talked about 5,000 people at a 99 rupee subscription would be somewhere around 5 lakhs, which he would make, and a 30% share of that would be somewhere around 1.5
1.5 lakh rupees. So
Yeah.
around 30. See, each section is around 35%, in as we move ahead into it. And it's a recurring money. Understand this. The next set of new customers plus old setup. So it keeps ascending it.
Sure.
So as we say, there is a customer retention is also important part of franchisees customer service.
Correct. And now, if I talk about maybe, it's the 5 lakhs come here, and typically what can one make on the advertisement? What kind of revenues come from the advertisement, and what revenues can be made?
So we are looking at anywhere between 50 to 60,000 a month as a this is an interesting advertising model, and it will keep on growing it because these are external and internal both ways. So outside facade is also given for advertising because Vulu design is exactly like this.
Sure.
And so we are expecting around 50-60,000 from minimum as an advertising, and then going on to depending, like say Metro for that matter, it's a phenomenal real estate, okay, for advertising.
Correct.
So that will keep on building and growing along with it.
Sure. And the entire management of inventory is done by you. There might be some stock which is not moving, expiring, and so what happens to that stock at the outlet?
To be very honest, we have a very optimum stock model business. Okay, so our rollout is also not okay. Let me now change the hat to a retail expert. Okay, so what we do is the ASP of the product, average selling price of the product versus the size of the product, is rationalized in such a way that minimum square feet we have the average GMROC, that's for gross margin per square feet. And that we also use vertical spacing effectively so that the merchandise is extremely. So there are certain products, there might be a size of probably a 2 inches by 2 inches, but the product price is probably $500, and these are most essential products. Okay, so we have the entire retail model. As far as inventory is concerned, to be honest, as a retail expert, okay, I do not give this option of the write-off or a return, because the moment you said I have the inventory, there is the skill of retailer to sell it also. And that's how the whole, see, I'm driving in customers. So your job is to convert the customer. That's very important. So I normally, yes, we help them in promotion. We keep watching their inventories. We see there is a slow moving, non-moving, and that's an evolution. This is always a retail evolution. But the idea is obviously we could do a spot discounting or more, spot promotion or something, or margin discounting for that matter. That is a game, yeah.
Sure. Next, another thing which I think would also be very important is, location or these spots. You did talk about worship places. These are marketplaces, maybe closer to the high streets, and also the metros that can be great spots for opening these. But, how do we reach out to, and how is the company, maybe, you have tie-up with certain metro stations or these worship places, which can also be given access to the franchisee. I was reading, I think you currently have in Thane. And what I was reading from, what you have inferred, there are more than about 100 heavy traffic railway stations in Bombay. And there's almost about 35,000 women travelers each day on each of these stations, So that kind of study your company has done and, got into a lot of detailing when you opened this. So would you have these stats available for other locations also, one? And even when we talk about Bombay as a territory, and you mentioned about certain collaborations you have with metros, and because for a franchisee, it might be very difficult to procure these locations by himself, So are these locations available? Would you company as a support structure would offer these kind of spots to a franchisee? Because you have great relationship, negotiation that you could do is not something which maybe a franchisee could do. So what is your...
I'll answer you in 3 parts, okay? And this is very important question, okay? First part about the location assessment, okay? As we said, we are 25-year-old. Each one of us are retail analysts, okay? And our resources in retail, we actually have created a India map of customer density. Okay, you name any city, and not just not just 54. For me, there are 54 metros in this country, and then there are 300 wannabe metros, and then there are 8,000 towns. Everything is mapped, actually, if you ask me. That's the question in terms of customer density. Okay, every single square kilometer is mapped. Okay, that is where the 3 years of entire. Secondly, to be honest and to be frank, okay, I mean, imagine finding a woman in every square kilometer does not require any kind of rocket science, honestly, because every woman has her needs to be. Second part is about, as far as Wulu is continuously talking to multiple organizations. Uh, some of them are global professional organization as far as the location providing is concerned. Okay, we have like JLL or any other kind of thing, NRF JLL. We'll continuously partner with them. Okay, in terms of so from our side, these are pre-located properties, areas. Actually, we have defined these areas that this area should have. Now, as we deep dive into these areas, there are two ways of looking at it, and one of the most important thing is, obviously, there would be alliances like Metro. Okay, like say Metro 10 stations in Mumbai are available. We're also now going and talking to. So the moment we do a pilot of Metro, entire national Metro opportunity is open for us, and we can talk to the authority at a global level, at a Wulu level. Okay, those locations are available, pre-conceived, pre-approved, pre-negotiated. Like as I said, instead of 300,000 rupees rental, now 75,000. That's a benefit we are passing on to the. But one of the most important thing in franchising business, and this is exactly my recent study, especially post-COVID, okay, in these clusters, like I'll give you a classic example of Mumbai again, okay, and I think that must be an important takeaway for a lot of people. Mumbai, the 100-meter space near, or rather within 1 kilometer space of near the station, okay, the retail space is extremely premium, and this is where we are saying that there has to be a Wulu available, okay, Wulu powder room. So I went to each facility. You will not believe, okay, first of all, 35-40% businesses are looking at change or closing down. But importantly, 30 to 35% spaces are owned by the business owner, okay, and the businesses are run by the owners. And these owners are now re-looking at a new business, which is an opportunity. Now, this is exactly what I'm saying is, okay. Now, the idea is, if we have these owners wanting to look at new businesses, okay, Wulu is actually offering them a great opportunity. Now, these owners can be partnered with franchisee or take an alliance instead of just going for it. That is where our, I mean, I think this is the biggest important strategy we should follow it, that the owners needs to relook at, because 30 or 35% businesses are relooking at their own existing business and looking out for newer opportunity. Rentals are not really great, in these days. So now, why not then Wulu come in? That is the. So I hope it answers.
Yes, it does. So what I'm saying is, so the 10 locations which you mentioned are already available in Bombay, where maybe a potential partner can come and start operating these locations.
Absolutely.
And how about other locations? And if you can also maybe, advise, because I'm seeing some of our, viewers who have come here asking for other locations in cities also. So what is your expansion plan, outside Bombay? Are we looking at?
No, so I'll give you the roadmap. I also want to make one more point, which I think I missed out on the whole thing. The third point is, any enterprising person, okay, also identifies a space and talks to the owner or gets the access to that space available for Wulu. They can approach us, and we can together assess the location viability. And certainly that is another opportunity we can open. So it's a democratic model. Okay, sure. It's everywhere comes in and say, hey, you know what, I have space, which is a great space, and we will just assess it from the retail point of view, traffic and everything. And see, I'll tell you something. I don't know, long back, years ago, there was an ad of Maruti, service center remotely in a desert, right?
Yeah.
My wish list is to give a Wulu experience, to a woman who's actually traveling not only just intra-city but intercity also. That's our. So between two cities, okay, highway, gas stations, if you have access, please get a space. I'll put up a franchise. Okay. So.
Great. A couple of more questions before we wind up. We already overshot the time. One question.
I just take one more minute. The roadmap.
Yeah.
Map is going to be Mumbai. We need actually 100, one each outside, followed by Ahmedabad, Jaipur. We already have our host there. then Bangalore, Delhi, okay, and Pune, okay, and these are the cities we are already been moving forward. The roadmap is to go with 10 cities, which I have shared with you, and then to 100 cities in next 3 years.
Sure. Nish, and what happens, for a Wooolo subscriber, because a lot of these spots that you talked about might not have a subscriber, coming in. Metros still have predictability. How many people are using the metros every day, but locations which are, for example, high streets, worship places, and some other spots might have a lot of walk-ins coming in. And these typically would not subscribe. Because I know I'm going to that place maybe once in a year or so the business in these locations would predominantly be based on and the walk-in.
Archana, no. I think look at the model of businesses. Wooolo is a combination of aggregation plus powder room model. Okay, it's a kind of an Oyo marries to own hotels. Okay, that's the model. Okay, so subscriptions is not about okay. That's the reason our powder rooms are premium brand experience, and the location will be always there is a high traffic. Always high traffic. Okay, so we'll ensure that is the reason the location assessment as far as powder rooms are concerned are as opening a Shoppers Stop. Okay, I don't have to be bothered about the customer walk-ins at all. Okay, this is exactly so. As I said, train stations. Okay, we will not open a powder room or a franchise. I'll say no to the gentleman or a lady till the time we are assured that okay there is a traffic area.
Sure, helpful. Nish, one last question, which is, from the subscription point of view, anybody who's taking subscription, because they would take for a particular location, and if they want to use other locations, how does it work out for a franchisee?
No, subscription. No, subscription is not location specific. Only the purchase of the subscription is a location, but otherwise that can be used nationally. Any subscriber can use Wooolo location nationally, whether it is a powder room or a hosted. You know the difference, right? Host and powder room, right? Host is a restaurant certified by us, and powder room is our own brand, our own retail experience. Anywhere, okay, anywhere in the country, okay, there can be. There is no restriction.
Sure, helpful. I think we've kind of covered a lot of questions. I will also request.
There is a question on the master franchisee.
Yeah.
There is a question on master franchisee. I can, because that depends on the number of powder rooms in the location, so that can be handled on one-on-one. I can share with you that. Product merchandise, I think I have shared in presentation. Government subsidy, we are working on it, but yet not. I right now I may not be able to comment. But we are trying to get government loans under KVIC or MSME or even or Mudra or whatever. We are talking to a lot of government schemes. If at all it comes through, we'll pass it on.
Helpful. Manish, any other question that you want to pick? Else, what I will request is, friends, if you want to connect with Manish, we can get you on a one-on-one call with him. And I think Bombay is a good opportunity. I think we already have tied up with the metro stations there, and we have huge spots which are available if you wish to do that. And we also have the powder rooms which are running in Bombay. Anyone who wants to go see and maybe take a tour also can do that. And before we close, Manish, two things. One, maybe a message that you want to give to the entire audience. And second, is there a day that you want to give where we can bring prospective investors on a call for you?
You can pick up a day, Sonia. I think you take a liberty there. Okay, we are currently available. Yes, a lot of meetings are happening through, but if we can have probably one session of a couple of hours and consolidated multiple potential franchisee can be handled. If I probably want to just address, I mean, probably the partner note for this is that, okay, this is a great retail. It has got a great social impact. So it's a commercially viable social impact venture. But on a larger view, trust me, all the boxes are ticked when we. So it's a growing by design model. Okay, so the idea is right from creating a unique business model. By the way, we have an aggregation patent. Okay? There are a lot of IPRs and patents, which are a part of Wooolo ecosystem. There is a technology involved. There is a customer traffic which is driven very, very scientifically to the whole thing. So it's more of a need-based retail in a most aesthetically manner, where women as a customer can be then easily taken, given a very large amount of comfort and brand experience. I guess comparing to any other retail, okay, I mean, this is this is a much more bigger than what we imagine. So idea is about creating a very in-depth network and ensuring that we will certainly ensure that there is no overlap of powder rooms together in terms of its deployment. And the idea is, yes, Vulu is committed to provide hygiene dignity to the entire customer, but while creating that, Vulu also wants to create an business opportunity for women, because it's a by women for women.
Very
So
helpful. Manish,
freedom
and
from hygiene of poor hygiene, that is exactly our mission. So go
absolutely. And one
bindas. As I
last
said, go
question.
bindas, Vulu hai na.
And Manish, one last question, which apparently is also very important, which I missed upon, is the term of the agreement with the franchisee, and also most of these spots which we're talking about are spots which would come on certain specific lease term, which is 1 year.
These are long-term lease and these are tri-party agreements. So we ensure
Tri-party
that, okay,
agreements?
yeah, and we are ensuring. See, this end of the day, this is our brand. Okay, so
Yeah.
no single franchise is left in terms of so we ensure that entire thing is extremely transparent, and Vulu, as I said, go bindas Vulu.
And what is your term with the agreement? The number
These
of
are long
years.
lease. These are 10 years.
Okay, with the franchisee also, as
That's the
well
way
as
we are.
okay, with the spots that we
With
take.
the franchisee, yes, we have certain stages of agreements, in terms of the way things is that. So it's a minimum 3 years to 5 years to start with, and then right of refusal and extensions based on our expectation deliverables.
Great. Great. Thank you so much, Manish. And what we can do is maybe the subsequent week, the following week, rather, which is 25th Thursday, is what we can maybe announce. And I will request friends, if you have questions.
I request either a 24th or a 27th, if it is possible, because
Okay, we can even do it. I think
26th is a
27th.
review internally.
Sure, I think that's fine.
27th looks good. Yeah.
27th is a Saturday. We can block that. And friends, I will also add and say that Vulu model is playing a very progressive role in the sanitation economy by bringing smart, sustainable, and most importantly, I would say innovative format, which also has a very good monetization, aspect for potential partners. So if you're keen, please reach out to us. Our hotline number is 9717 and 68383838. Sorry, 9717-683838 is the hotline number, which you can find in the chat box. You can message, call, SMS on this number, and we'll fix your call with Mr. Manish on coming Saturday, which is 27th of March. Thank you, friends, for staying with us for the last 1 hour, 15 minutes. Thank you, and over to you, Archana.
Sure. Thank you so much, Manish, for joining in. Thank you so much, Kunal. Kunal, if we can have a last word from your side.
Kunal is our CMO. He manages the entire brand thing. Kunal, go shoot, yeah.
Hi. So I think so we are pretty much excited, Sonia and Archana, in terms of taking this particular venture forward from the franchise model, and we are always there for the support to provide whatever support needs to be extended to the investors. And believe you me, this particular model is actually going to be a game changer for most of the investors who are looking at investing in the franchise model. Because normally what happens is you talk about roti, kapda, and makan, right? These are the three basic elements that people require, but sanitization, especially for the women, is one of the other most important things which people have neglected over these years, and this is something which is going to be revolutionary. So from the investment or the investor perspective, this particular venture, if they are going to be putting their hands and their sweat as well as the money in this particular venture, there's going to be a lot of return for a longer period of time to come. It's not something
just not a return, but respect also. That is what
exactly.
I would like. It's a return and respect together. It's high time for us, and I think this guy, Kunal is a third man in the team. Otherwise, all of us are women. So I think the men should stand and say, provide hygiene dignity to women. That's the message.
Yeah, and with regards to whatever questions you have, raised, Sonia, right? So we're going to make it into a more of a structured format, which will be easier for the investors to comprehend. If there is any specific format that you're looking out that we could actually work on, which can actually help the investors understand the proposition in a much more better fashion, we'll be more than happy to
share a structure if you want it to be. Yeah. Perfect. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you,
Kunal.
Thank you,
Sonia.
everyone.
My
Thanks,
regards
Archana.
to
And thanks
Mr.
everyone in
Maria
the team.
also.
Will do, yeah.
And thanks a lot, Archana, too. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Look
Thank you
forward.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Manish. Thank you so much, Kunal. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for joining in today. We would like to
Archana, let's
thank.
keep the momentum on. Sonia, I really want you to do that also. Let's keep the momentum on because, we are suddenly after launch, okay, we are suddenly into a fast lane. Government is also looking at a lot of extending a lot of facilities and, policies. So let's look at it as a much more, high speed.
Sure,
Absolutely.
sure.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Thank
So
you.
please, dear participants, please do connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176 83838. That's the same number we have shared in your chat box also. Do save this number in your phone book so that you get a regular business updates from our side. Also connect with us at different social handles, information on your screen. Your valuable suggestion and feedback at any of the platform will definitely help us in serving you in best of the manner. You can also connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn IDs, information on the screen. And tomorrow, under 272 edition, we invite you to join us journey for Pili Koti. That's a retail opportunity we are bringing for you. So please do registration today so that you can join us tomorrow sharp 12 p.m. Thank you so much once again for joining.
Sonia, I have
a
a
great
small
day.
question before we. Sonia, I have a small question.
Yeah.
Sure. Please,
we
Manish.
have been open, transparent, and extremely. So there are a lot of information which is extremely confidential. So I assume that this will be taken care, right, in terms of confidentiality of information and sharing, even with the participants. So let's we would appreciate if that is taken care in terms of.
So, Manish, I
There are
think
a
what
lot of
we'll
things
do
which
is
we have
that
shared, which are
information can be
more.
discussed one-on-one with our investors who have come in. And
Right.
any information
Beyond this, any
need to
information shared needs to be ring fenced, as far as its confidentiality is concerned. Yeah. Perfect.
Sure,
Thank
sure,
you so
sure.
much. Yeah.
Sure, Manish. Thank you so much,
Bye.
everyone.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Thank you.